Well. Hello. Welcome back. This time on our podcast, we're doing quite a few topics. We're starting with a few fun facts on bicycles in World War I, and then on first big topic, which is on the U.S. Strategy and containing China with island chains. Then we'll go on to social topics into anti-vaxxers and does hard work equal to success in 2021. We'll end up with a small debate on India versus China in the border region. Okay, in a
Up.
realistic scenario. Okay, so today I'm here, Anson. I'm your host again. And today we got a good old friend here. Shini, say hi, man.
Hi, man. What's up,
Come
man?
on. All right, it's just me and you today. All right, on the stage.
Yep,
So
as usual.
as usual. I don't know, is that a happy thing or a sad thing, but okay,
Oh,
we'll take it.
good
We'll
thing,
take it.
right?
It's a good thing, I suppose. We'll take it. All right. You got. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. So the other two is on what is him now on? I think he got classes or something like that. His schedule was packed. All right. And then for Rion, he's got some intern stuff he have to do for quite some time. So
Yeah,
Rion's probably gonna be out for
busy
quite a
with
few
post
weeks.
semester stuff. So
Uh-huh. Okay. So make sure our mics are like not disconnecting too much. Then all right, we start. So
do-
first one is on bicycle. Is on my topic. Actually, Srini, you can check. Wait, should I share the screen? Yeah, I'll share the screen, dude. I'll share the screen.
yeah, you can share. No problems.
Okay. I share this screen. Okay. There you go. All right. Continue. Okay. So our first main topic is on bicycles in World War One. So back in 1895 to the early 1900s, bicycles, are used increasingly popular, with the concept of the safety bicycle, which reduced the need for horses and cars. Well, there's not a lot of cars back then, but the few cars they had were, quite hard to maintain. Like all new technology. When the phone first came out, people always dropped it and break it. I mean, they still do it now, but gradually they've gotten better. Yeah. So same thing with
Yeah.
cars back then. So they were not that reliable. So mainly due to technology, other due to the amount of power and transmission. Those springs are not that reliable back then. Similar
Electricity
things.
was not a big thing those days. It was expensive too. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
electricity was so.
surprisingly, back then electric cars are pretty popular.
Oh,
Basically,
that was,
yeah, that was surprising because back then, combustion engines were not that reliable. So actually, that time, electric cars are quite popular. But the downside was it took a long time to charge. I mean, you gotta remember, those type charging were even slower than today. So, you
yeah.
gotta
I mean, now
imagine, you gotta
Tesla, right?
imagine how long charging takes place. So
You
gradually,
have a Tesla which can get charged completely in like 3 hours or something.
yeah. I mean, nowadays probably, nowadays way shorter. We get to like what, yeah, 2 3 hours. But back then it's probably like 7 or 8. So combustion engine, you just fill the fuel tank and you're good to go. So I mean, there were steam engine cars too, but gradually, combustion engine took over electric cars.
Yeah.
But now we're back to it, so it's a good thing for the environment. Anyway, back to the bicycle thing. So bicycles are most widely used in World War One, especially in the beginning. Before the whole trench warfare thing, went on. Bicycles were very important, especially in Italy and Germany. Though France also used quite a lot as well. They were used as scouts, messengers, ambulance. There were many different roles used by bicycles. But in the beginning, I think it was France and Germany, if I remember. They made custom folding bikes. Okay, now I'm not sure the bicycle here, but yeah, they were custom folding bikes. Even back in World War One. Okay, they're folding bicycles back in World War One. So in places that was hard to traverse, in mountainside, these soldiers would carry these bicycles on the back, folded, you know, and go on the journey. Yeah, right there. There you go.
That's
A small picture.
cool.
But
I mean, if you look at folding bicycles today, they're damn expensive also.
yeah, I know, right? Geez, can't they just make it like that? They're ripping off his money, dude. I'm telling you.
Damn.
Goddamn capitalism, bro. That's why I tell you, we should go to communism. You're probably not because our economy would crash, but you get my idea. You're probably a little bit less capitalistic. All right. All right. Anyway, political opinion aside. Uh, in World War II they were also used, but of course the usage have been significantly decreased, mainly because tanks, engine had become way better back in those days. Cars in world cars in Hong Kong. Wait. Oh, yeah, right there, two
Wait,
two
what?
two.
Damn.
Okay, that was weird. W2, no, WW2.
Wow, I've never
There
seen
you
a car.
go. Yeah, dude. But yeah, back then cars got to like this level. I mean, it was all right. They got like what, 100 horsepower, 150, 200 horsepower. They were not the best, but hey, they get the job done. This is pre-World War II, World War II.
Germans had some great ass cars. I'm not joking.
Okay, fair
If
enough.
you
Fair enough.
if you go and do research,
Uh,
Mercedes parent company,
oh,
they were
indeed.
the ones who used to make. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Daimler?
Yeah, so
Daimler.
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 So Mercedes is part of Daimler.
Yep. So Daimler makes some good cars. They make some good tanks too. I think the German tank engines, most of them were made by Daimler. You know.
Yeah, and if you look at the cars during those days, they were one of the best cars. I mean, Germans in terms of automobile is out of the world.
Yeah, I mean they got the Beetle, right? They got the Beetle, good old Beetle. That was very popular. That was cheap too. Surprising. I mean, of course, you got the American T model, but we're talking about like military use and all, and for like general, like all civilian use. The Germans were really, top of the road, man. Easily.
I
Yeah.
would still say till day. I mean, if you would compare Germans and Americans in automobile, I would still say Germans are the best.
Yeah. I mean, definitely got their World War II tradition back down at least. That's like the only thing they kept us. Anyway, so yeah, in World War II, the country which used the most amount of bicycles per se is Finland. I don't know if you heard about this, but back in the late 1930s, early 1940s, Finland was against the Soviet Union. Soviet Union invaded Finland, and well, surprise, surprise, they failed. Because of these brave bicycle warriors. Finland is snowing all day. Like half the fucking year is like minus 20 degrees and like 10 feet of fucking snow. So
Yeah,
without a bicycle, you're fucked, man. Well,
you wouldn't even get to go in the snow.
yeah, I mean the Finnish army definitely they're one of the best fighters the world have ever seen. You're talking about 10 versus 1 kind of scenarios. I mean these were brave warriors, man. I'll give you that. Brave warriors. All right. Anyway, moving on. The next topic, first major topic actually, is about the island chains. So I'll give a little bit of brief scenario. So island chain is first conceived in 1951 during the Korean War, and then in the 1970s, 80s, it was used against the Soviet Union. Right.
Yeah, it
So
was more like a barrier for Soviet Union and China because
mhm,
of their expansion, and so the Americans thought they had to keep a watch on these two countries. So they decided to create a chain.
that's right. They made a
And
chain, and a good chain that was. I'll tell you that.
yeah, and yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a great thing. I mean, it's not just there now in South China Sea or something. I mean, you would even
Hmm.
find it in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is an effective tool, against China, or at least for the next 20 years per se. After 20 years, how things go, that's another question.
Oh, they might be have new strategies. I
Yeah,
mean, by that.
they'll probably come up with something new. I suppose they will. So going on to the history of this. So it started with against Russian submarines, Soviet submarines to be exact. I think last time Rion talked a great deal about this already on the role
Yeah,
of
he
the
talked about
yeah
Japan's.
the Japanese maritime self defense force and how it's used against Vladivostok is right here, a Russian naval base, for fielding submarines. So gradually the use of Japan is very important in the island chain tactic, along with Taiwan. But Taiwan's mostly against China though, so that only really came into focus after like the early 2010s. I think it was around 2011, 2012,
Yeah.
when China, started to, get, comparatively rich, I mean, when it around, overtook Japan and became a second largest economy and gradually became, a rich nation, relatively rich nation. Not there yet, but maybe if everything goes well, maybe in 10 years, maybe they'll get there. Maybe in 10 years, we'll see. We'll see.
Bring the money, money,
Bring the
money.
money, 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 man. All right, so now we'll focus on the usage of the Taiwan in the island chain. So many call Taiwan an unsinkable aircraft carrier. Okay, but there is a great amount of things that the United States did to protect Taiwan, especially before the 2010s, right before China get like effective weapons to counter against the American carrier tactics and whatnot.
Yeah.
So back in the 97, 98 Taiwan crisis, back then, the Americans sent an aircraft carrier group very close to Taiwan. In fact, right next to China, and that really was a big threat to China, and there's nothing that China really could do other than send the only few destroyers, which like only relatively modern weapon they've got from the Soviet Union back then. But
Oh,
of
it's talking
course,
when they didn't have anything too much.
yeah, really 90s. They really have nothing. I mean, the Air Force was a bunch of MiG-21s, which are like dog shit. And I mean, what else they flying? MiG-17s? I mean, the fuck flies MiG-17s in 1990? Jeez. Okay, so there's really
India
no.
does.
Well, yeah, problem. But yeah, I mean, 1990s were really not a great time for the Chinese. I'll tell you that. So the Navy is probably the best off with a Silvermany destroyer they got from the Russians. But that was a really only effective weapon they got. So clearly they were no match for the Americans. You don't even talk about the open seas. Even next to the backyard, in their backyard, they were no match for the Americans. So
I mean, what happens if you bring that scene today with
oh
the
well,
American?
I don't think it would turn out too well, if I'm being honest. Which is why you've never seen a carrier group ever going through the Taiwan Strait since like on the last like 10, 15 years or something like that. So
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's like going to the backyard and then you're like, China's like, oh, we got Chengdu. Yo, that J, whatever.
The J-20, yeah, I think they probably use a bomber to, you know what? To be honest, I don't think the Americans will ever go so close to China ever again. I mean, I think they'll be staying outside of the first island chain. Maybe exception in the in the South China Sea. Maybe here, maybe the loiter around here. If it's in wartime, okay. I mean, the closest the loiter is here. If it's Pacific, probably is a little bit outside of Japan, which I think is a logical range which they'll, station. Not too close, so that like Chinese, like close range missiles can strike them, but not too far that the aircraft is out of range.
Right.
Yeah, talking back, so we talk about how China can counter this strategy actually. So
Yeah.
you want to start first, or I'll start first?
You can start and then I can carry
Okay,
on.
okay, fine. So China, since for last 30 years, to be honest, after the Operation Dead Storm, the first Gulf War against Iraq, Saddam Hussein's army back in 1991, which shook the world, to be honest. Many types of new technology and new tactic have been used by the Americans. The world had never been seen before. So I mean, Saddam Hussein wasn't bad. Like the Iraqi army wasn't bad. They were pretty good actually. The tactic used, it was a logical choice, but they have underestimated the arrival of new technology. So I mean, a lot of them, they fought to the bitter end. Especially the best Iraqi armies, but still they stood absolutely no chance. In the face of new technology, they were like 15 to 20
Yeah.
years, 2 decades behind the
Behind that.
Americans, really. So gradually that inspired other countries, from Russia to China. I mean, Russia is in a little bit of economic situation back then, but for China it was a clear
Crazy
message.
about that.
Yeah,
Still.
I mean, Soviet Union did existed after like a few months after the war started, but but yeah, for Russia, I mean, for China, which is seems to be the next biggest opponent, I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
remember back then China was even worse than Iraq. I mean, Iraq was more powerful than China back then. So, if Iraq got absolutely rolled by the Americans, you can imagine what would happen to China. So, Chinese came up with in these 3 decades, they came up with this A2AD strategy, which is basically what they call anti denial access system. Okay, basically used for denying the Americans access to anywhere close to American shores. So basically, they're locking down the first island chain and causing threat up to the second island chain. So
Okay.
that
So,
the Americans can't get too close. Okay,
so
or they have to sacrifice a lot to get close. By then, the Chinese
yeah,
forces would have enough, capability themselves. They know they're smaller than the American Air Force. Okay? They're not dumb, right? They're not stupid. Let's not assume everyone is brain dead or something. All right. So
mhm.
they know they're not as good as the American Air Force. So they'll try to minimize the amount of planes the Americans can bring into close to China that can actually be a threat, right? So that's the entire strategy. So that's why they made all this DF-21 missiles, DF-26 missiles and whatnot. So that's a general tactic that Chinese have used in the last 3 decades, and it's been pretty successful. I mean, of course, by the 2015s, the Americans started to come up with a, counter
And the
strategy.
island also as well. I mean, I know there's an island
Mm-hmm.
in the China Sea, which a lot of countries have been calling it illegal. I mean, a lot of countries have passed by that too as well.
Yep. Like how they're building these artificial islands, right? So they can put missiles and all that.
Yeah, there's even a video where an American and an Australian Air Force
Mm-hmm.
uh, Boeing aircrafts were flying, and
Oh
the
yeah.
Chinese were like, "Turn around, otherwise we're going to shoot you. Turn around, otherwise we're going to shoot you." And Americans and Australians are like, "Ah, yeah, I don't have to worry about it."
Oh yeah, trust me. They do that every single month or something, right? It's usual business for them, right? Don't worry about it. So yeah, the purpose that China is building these islands in South China Sea is to extend. You see how like if they only put like missiles here, right? They can only strike till here, right? But if they build islands on top of it, they can extend the defense line way ahead. Okay. I mean, I've heard of some news that China is planning to build some islands here, so like
Wow.
instead of like going from here and then out, or going from here then out, they're trying to build island here so that they
But
can
that
directly go around the defenses.
but that's out of international waters. I mean,
Oh
that's
well,
an
it's the same thing for these islands. Well, they're still going to build them, man. Don't worry.
disputes.
I mean, come on, man. It's China, man. When's the last time China heard to international law? Right? Never. All right, never happened. So don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm a little skeptical on whether China actually built islands here. But I mean, at least for here, they definitely built them, right? I mean, the islands next to Vietnam on the letters on the Vietnam, that's exactly they got like 7 islands or something right there. So these islands
Wow.
can extend the defense line of China a lot, by a lot really, by at least like 300-400 kilometers from the Hainan Island right here. So that
Yeah.
can but on these islands, like the further down islands, whether that will be successful, that is up to debate. But at
And
least, yeah, at
from
least
what I
these islands
heard,
will be a big threat. Yeah.
from what I heard was that there was an incident where a Chinese ship decided to go into Malaysian waters,
Yep.
and yeah, they literally tried going behind the state-owned oil company contracted ship of
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia. Yeah, it was a big news. I think there was even another news where a Philippine Navy ship was being laser tagged.
Oh, the Chinese love the Philippines, all right? There's an island, all right? There's like a lower island here, right? So Philippines have sent like I think like so basically what Philippine does is they send like 4 or 5 people on an island, all right? They put a flag on top of it and they call theirs, okay? So but the problem is there's like no food, right? There's no food in the island. The island's fucking tiny. So what the Chinese does is the Chinese use their ships to surround the entire fucking island,
Yeah.
when the Philippines starve, they got to get out of there with a helicopter. And when they get out of there, then the Chinese come and occupy it. Put their flag in it. That's it. There's yep.
Wow. What a tactic.
What a tactic. Not the nicest one, but well,
Not the nicest
apparently
one.
it's
Yeah.
been pretty effective though. Surprisingly, I'm pretty surprised
Pretty
at how
good
how effective
tactic.
though.
It's like, okay, you guys fuck off. All right, I'm coming in.
Well, I suppose that's the tactic of being rich, right? I mean, if you got money for that many ships, you can just do whatever the fuck you want, man. All right, so yeah, that's the tactic. It's been pretty effective recently, but really, what's the American tactic to counter it? She need to tell me about it.
Okay, so the Americans, so they've been having a lot of fleets all around the sea. I mean, one of their most famous is the um, Seventh Fleet,
Uh-huh.
and well, yeah. So the Seventh Fleet is actually based in Japan, and Seventh Fleet is huge. I mean, they have like a lot of carriers and destroyers, so their presence is quite known. You have a base in Guam. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
So
Guam. Yeah.
and that base is super huge. So US present in the first chain is it's going to be difficult for China. I mean, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
say, but
Yeah.
they have quite a huge presence around that area.
That's right. That's right. It's quite a big problem for China, right? The Guam Navy base is around 3,500 kilometers, 3,500 kilometers,
Yeah.
you know?
See, even though it's nowhere near the first island chain, it is a huge base. I mean,
It's huge. You saw a lot of ships
big
right there.
threat. You could literally shoot a rocket from there. It might you never know what's there in that base.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's one of the most important bases, you know? I'll counter that by the Chinese got this, right? I mean, apparently that's the tactic. It's the ultimate weapon to kill Guam, right there. The BF-26. So yeah, it'd be just within the range, you know, for the F-26 to hit Guam, but they can definitely hit it. You know, I mean, how effective? You know, how many of them they have? How effective it is in like destroying ships? Again, that's another question. But at least when a ship is not moving, well, they've shown capabilities to hit the ship which is not moving. All right, so which is still pretty impressive. You gotta think about it. These missiles are moving like Mach 10 or something. You know, I mean, the fact that they're able to hit like a target the size of like 50 meters wide, that is impressive. But again, against a moving target, how effective is it, right?
But don't forget, US has one of their manless vehicles which can be positioned anywhere. So we have
Yeah,
something to defense.
yeah, that's right. They got a lot of defensive. You know, they got Aegis destroyers. There's many tactics they can use, and one of the new tactics they talk about the Nemesis thing, right? About the Nemesis thing.
True, and I just read right now. Also, I was just
Yeah.
kind of looking around to know about the US presence, and they are actually going to invest $27 billion
Mm-hmm.
to be spent in the first island chain.
Okay, that's a risky tactic, I'll say. I mean, in my opinion, you're staying within like 500 kilometers, which is basically like every single short range missile the Chinese has. Spending such a large amount of money. That's a it's a questionable tactic. I mean, it could be used to boost the defense of Taiwan. I think that's a good tactic at least. But the whole thing remains a little questionable for me, at least in my opinion. To stage it that close. I
Yeah.
mean, if I was America, I'll probably stage more carrier groups around what I show, right, second island chain. Yeah, around second island chain. Stay around like 600, 700, 800 kilometers. From China. So stay around here, like right in between first and second, right? You're extending to like what center Philippines, little outside Taiwan, so you have some time to react, right? You can easily detect a plane if they're flying, onto you. So I mean, I wouldn't spend that close though. But is their tactic? They're the rich man, not me. So I'm not in Congress either. So I'm not the
Biden,
one to decide.
Biden got the money.
Yeah, I ain't got the money, but I ain't got the money. My turn. So, what the Chinese does to counter these, American carrier fleets and American big ships, and notably is these YJ-18, supersonic, anti-ship missiles, which they've been making, hundreds and hundreds of them, for the last like 4 or 5 years, really. So
Hmm.
these are basically when they're cruising, they're subsonic missiles. They fly like a normal missile, and then when they're in the last 100 kilometers, 60 kilometers, they'll start flying in Mach 2, Mach 3. All right, be very hard to intercept. So all right, it's a big problem for the Americans, but we'll see, man. Really, the big thing is within the next 5 years, how effective is America able to counter these tactics, these new
Yeah,
tactics the China
investment.
uses.
So I'm expecting a lot from Americans to do something in the first island
Yeah,
chain.
yeah, that's right, that's right. So I mean, they've got the Russians too to worry about. You gotta consider that too.
Yeah, they're the Russians, but
Mm-hmm. They got the Iranians, right? They got to worry about Iran. I mean, now I mean for the Chinese, the main weapon to counter the American Air Force is the J-20. Which they built quite a number of them, 150 apparently. Well, I believe the number is closer to 100. Maybe they build 150 airframes, but like the amount
but
of planes that is flyable is about 100. So.
from what I know, I heard that there is one fleet
Mm-hmm.
on one airbase that has around 80 of these already. Like
80,
80, like
80,
80. Yeah, I'm not
80 to
joking.
80, 80 J-20.
Yeah, in one
No
of the
way.
squads. I
Really,
don't know
really.
if I read it properly.
Okay, okay. Maybe they feel 80 something, like that is like like observable or something. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I suppose what they're saying is they feel 80 something in one theater command, right? Remember last time we talked about it? Like Eastern
Yep.
Theater Command, Southern Theater Command. I think maybe in one theater command. I think it's
And
probably the
so,
Eastern one. I mean, judging from what I guess. I mean, if they use the best planes, it's probably against the Japanese and the Taiwanese, right?
true. I mean, it
So,
makes
so
sense.
yeah, it's probably Eastern Theater Command against Japan and
And you're
Taiwan.
Beijing, somewhere near probably that area.
I've heard a small amount deployed in South, and probably another small amount against
In Tibet as
India,
well.
probably. But I haven't seen any report of a J-20 deployed against India as of now. But what I've heard is J-16 is pretty popular in the Indian border. That's what I've heard.
J16.
Yep, basically Chinese Su-30, Su-35, whatever way you call it. So yeah, I mean recently that we got some big news, man. Big news, dude. So basically, as around 2 weeks ago, the American Air Force told the news, basically the media, that they're gonna make the Chinese Air Force feel fear and scared. Okay, so basically, media stuff, right? Normal shit, right? So what the Chinese said is what the Chinese Air Force general said is that in the next air show, in the Zhuhai Air Show,
Yeah.
this year, basically end of this month, 28th of September to early October, uh, China is gonna showcase new equipment apparently that proves that they have become a strategic air force. Okay,
Wow.
although those are big words to say.
Teach.
Strategic air force. So well, different air force have a different definition for strategic air force. But basically, it means that an air force that is capable of attacking, defending, and most importantly, being able to project power in very very long ranges, intercontinentally, at least. Okay, so I don't know, man. For you to drop nuclear bombs at intercontinental ranges, I think you need a new plane, baby. What do you think, Srini?
Yeah,
Yeah, what do
sure.
you think of this new $1 billion new toy they're gonna get?
Hey, stealth bomber. I mean, it is a stealth bomber, but it. Damn.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I mean, we'll look forward to it, right? I mean, it's in 1 month, right?
I'm,
One
I'm
month.
interested to know this right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Serious.
in 1 month we'll get to see a new Chinese $1 billion plane.
Then they be like, surprise, motherfuckers.
So, I mean, we've got big eyeballs focusing on this month ends event. So we'll see. So we'll follow up to the news. Don't worry. We'll be up to the news, right? The moment this thing comes out, we'll open a new
Podcast,
podcast.
we're going to speak about it.
Immediately 20 minutes switch podcast, like right there, then and there.
Right when the
uh,
air show is going on, live streamed.
we can actually live stream. Actually, I know a few ways to do the live stream. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get to do that, right? I mean, we still don't have exams. I mean, I don't have exams until the end of October. What about you, Srini?
Um, I should be having midterms.
Yeah, around what? End of
This year.
October, or you mean like a different time?
No, like end of this month, I might be having
Oh, end of
midterms,
this
but
month. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. Fine. All right, fine. We'll keep on high high alert for news. If somehow me and Srini is not in exams and we're free, which we should be, early October. I think it was
2020.
yeah, I think it was the 5th of October, or 3rd of October that event finishes. It's probably gonna be in the last day, all right? If they're gonna declare something. So we'll see. We'll keep a close attention. hopefully it's not another J20. All right. I mean, we're expecting big news, man. China, don't disappoint us. Right? All right. So yeah, we'll look forward, to what capabilities the Chinese would have achieved by 2030, 2032. We'll see. We'll see. All right. That's the end of topic. Now we're moving to the first social topic. Ay, 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 ay. About vaccination, dude. Anti-vaxxers, man. Before I start, what do you think about anti-vaxxers, Srini?
Anti-vaxxers, I don't know what's, to be honest, wrong with people. I know a lot of people, in terms of religions, consider vaccine as, what do you say, against or something, and I think this is there all around us.
Yeah, like evil virus of Satan or something.
Uh, I see people believe why you have to take vaccination. They're like, I mean, if it's going to go away from you, why to take?
Okay, okay.
The the reason why a lot of people are against it is also because a lot of people have taken the vaccination and still people have actually
Yeah,
ended up
yeah,
getting
that's true. That's
it.
true.
And
That's true.
it was a news during one debate with the US Health Department named Dr. Fauci, and one of the Republicans actually questioned him. So
Republicans, dude. What's the last thing we learned from politics? Never trust a fucking Republican. All right,
yeah,
jeez.
so Republicans were like, I mean, if you're going to take the 2 doses and you're going to get it again, so what's the
Mhm,
point of taking the vaccination? But people should understand one thing about vaccination. It reduces the intensity of the COVID inside your body.
mhm,
So if
mhm.
I'm vaccinated completely and I get COVID, it's not going to affect my body or something because I have antibodies in right now. So I might probably have to just go to the hospital for a few days,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to be super sick or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got a good answer to that, dude. I've got a question for you, Shreen.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
but in these people's eyes, right? So, what they're saying is, it's like a seat belt in car, you know. Like if you're gonna crash anyway, then why should you wear a seatbelt, man? I mean that's my way of thinking. Like imagine the vaccine as a seatbelt, you know. I mean you cannot wear it too, but then if you wear it, it's
Yeah,
better than
that's
not
what
wearing it. you know.
I mean. I think people are starting to realize also at the same time now, slowly.
I'm questionable, on
It's
this.
questionable, yeah, because I think you have the media to blame as well. I mean, there are a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
media who have, I don't know,
yeah,
whitewashed people out about,
yeah, yeah. That's true. And conspiracy theories, you know.
yeah, the weird conspiracy
Yeah,
theories
I
and
mean,
all that.
talk about conspiracy theories. Here's a hot one. So apparently, according to some conspiracy, so-called conspiracy, okay, taking a vaccine makes you infertile. You get miscarriage, which is obviously false. It could be the Illuminati using it for some interesting purpose, like reducing the population. uh,
I can say one thing. They were
dude,
saying live tracking as well. So if
eye
they said
tracking,
apparently there is a mini chip inside the
a mini chip
vaccination
inside
that
it.
allows you to track, and so that is the reason why the
Hey man,
Republicans don't
hey
want to
man,
do
that's what I
that.
want to tell you. Hey, Srini, dude, let me be honest, man. Dude,
Yeah,
they can't even beat the fucking Taliban, bro. What the fuck makes you think they can put a mini chip
fuck
in a
sake,
fucking
what happened?
vaccine?
20 years of war for nothing,
It's
man.
40 years, can't even beat a bunch of mountain hoggers, bro, wearing fucking sandals, bro. How the fuck you gonna put a microchip in a vaccine, dude? Yeah, right. Yeah, I totally believe they put a vaccine, but no, okay, no, can't. Come on, man, we're not that advanced yet. All right, trust me. If they're really that advanced, we wouldn't lose to a bunch of mountain thieves or some shit. Trust me. Anyway, well, I mean, what else? What else conspiracy they've got? Being near a vaccinated person can make you ill. Because
Wow.
apparently, there's a concept called vaccine shedding. It's false, though. I mean, that's been proven. So what that made is people have been spotted building offline and online communities away from society. So I actually got an example right here, dude. Let me just find it. Where is it? Where is it? So yeah, so there's this new app, right? It's not that new. It's called Unjected. So it's launched in May 2021. So there's been 18,000, 18000, 18,000 downloads in 80 countries, 80 countries. Okay, so it's basically from dating, housing, and business for non-vaccinated people only. Okay. So
Okay.
earlier, August, in the beginning of August, it was booted off the Apple App Store, and Instagram has suspended their account. So their response is they're gonna migrate to Telegram, apparently, where things are less regulated. You know,
Oh
so
my.
that's obviously a big concern of people spreading fake news. And, it's like flat earthers, right? I mean, flat earthers are dumb. We all know that. So now we got unvaccinated people, which are also pretty dumb. If I'm being
That's
honest.
It was a platform which Donald Trump was trying to build because he got banned in Twitter.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Donald Trump will be a big fan,
So
probably.
that was like something where you could have free speech,
Uh-huh. Yeah, a little bit less of government reach.
and basically a possible place to spread false information and conspiracy theories and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these unvaccinated people have been calling themselves awake, apparently. Not sure about that, but
I mean, if you look at the COVID outbreak again in US,
Mhm.
you would see most of the high cases high in states that actually belong to the
Mhm.
Republicans, because I mean, I could literally walk in Florida without a mask. I wouldn't even be asked to wear a mask.
Florida man, bro. You're the Florida man.
Like, I could literally do that. But if I go to California,
Uh-huh.
they're going to make me wear a mask. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pay a fine.
Shit. Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. We
So,
got we got a
yeah,
man in America take.
once again, people believe think have freedom. I don't know if freedom is what they say.
It's
They're like,
defended by the First Amendment.
yeah, it's a first amendment. If I want, I can wear a mask, or if I don't want, I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
to.
yeah.
The thing is that people are trying to tell them wear a mask for the sake of not spreading. Why do
uh,
people not understand? It's so simple.
Hey man, you see, dude. America. You know how many languages each person knows on average. I tell you, bro, 0.8, dude. Each American knows 0.8 languages on average. It's fucking terrible, bro. Which fucking people? What you mean? Like every single American doesn't know one language on average, bro? What the fuck?
Nope,
That's why there's so many anti-vaxxers in America, bro. Now you know it. Now you know.
they can't even pronounce words properly.
Anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers.
I ran. I ran.
You're not a true American, brother. All right. So other than anti-vaxxers, we got this, QAnon conspiracy. I know. Is it read this way? Am I reading it wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
QAnon.
You
Yeah,
got
whatever. Whatever
correct.
that is. So I haven't studied much into it, but apparently, uh, so basically, there's a non-profit group called the Public Religion Institute and Interfaith Youth Core, which have taken which is a non-profit group, by the way, taken a study so that they found that 15% this is unbelievable. 15% of Americans, especially youth, right, so young people, believes that the whole thing is a conspiracy, and they're basically the whole vaccine thing is a conspiracy. It's unbelievable, right? 15% of the American population believes that the vaccine is a big conspiracy, which seems to tell me it is a big problem in education
What the
system.
hell was this? I mean,
That seems rather rare. Okay, but all right. So furthermore, so there are teachers. Okay, so teachers recognize the problem of fake news. So after seventh or eighth grade, right? So basically, students from seventh and eighth grade begin questioning teachers on why people, other people, ask, is the like their news, is the election fake, why are people talking about is it like stop the votes? you know, give Trump the win, or these kind of questions. So gradually that became bigger and bigger. Started with the fake election, so-called fake election, you know, and now it's the vaccine, right? It's a vaccine conspiracy. So so these teachers identify that parents are also a part of the problem, especially those parents who themselves have fallen into the rabbit hole of social media and fake news and whatnot. So moving on, according to another academic study in May, so 22%, right? 22% of Americans identify themselves as anti-vaxxers. Now, which is pretty incredible. 1/5 of the American population think themselves anti-vaxxers. I suppose most of them are probably Republicans, but whatever. So
Yeah, you can't really entirely blame also, but see, there are good Republicans as well. I'm not
okay,
going
okay,
to.
a good Republican. I'm sorry. Well, I've been seeing leftist,
No, no. I
leftist.
mean, yeah, we all see right wing as always being, you know, all with all these weird theories and all, but yeah, see, there are some good people also
Mm-hmm.
who actually understands. Like, I've seen a few videos and thing, but yeah, I think it's just how Trump has influenced people completely.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
definitely,
I would
definitely.
say he has whitewashed people. I don't know if that is the right word.
Make America great again, man. Gotta make America great again.
Great again.
Hey, you know what? Dude, I think he stole that from the Chinese president, man. Literally. That the Chinese president, Mr. Xi, Emperor Xi, some people like to call him. Basically, like he started in 2013 or 2014. He started saying that he's trying to make China great again or something. You know. So now, I mean, 2016, Trump is making America great again. I mean, did it work? I mean, that's a questionable answer. But do you think it worked, Srini? What do you think, man? Do you think
Um,
America is great again? Question mark. Probably not. Press X to doubt. All right. Anyway, so there's this app right now. I'm showing you right now. There's another nonprofit group in Washington D.C. called the News Literacy Project (NLP). Made an app called Checkology for
mhm.
teachers. Okay, to help students spot and dispel fake news. Since May 2016, there's been 1.3 million students and nearly 36,300 teachers. Teachers, okay, which is quite a lot if you're asking me. You know, I mean, it's great to see that many more people are witnessing fake news, and they're willing to educate students on fact, on how to distinguish what is right or
Most
wrong.
important thing.
Or at least identify different opinions or different takes. From
Yeah.
then they can afterwards, no matter they have a like a left take or right take, whatever take they want to have, at least they can identify what kind of takes are biased, or which kind of take is from who and whatnot. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. So next on Australia, actually. Okay, Australia. A small note here. In minority communities within Melbourne, there's been a difficulty in receiving safety measures and information in small ethnic groups, or what are called marginalized communities, like
Yeah.
Muslims or Sikhs, or basically marginalized community, other than white people. Okay, so there's been videos apparently circulating to parents of children in primary school that vaccination is to target Muslim or multicultural communities. And apparently there are some people who fake another kind of conspiracy that the government use their children and them to test out vaccines. Okay, so basically they'll allow the Muslims or the small communities to take the vaccine first and check does it work. You know, if it works, then they're gonna take it themselves. So some families believe them, and some have refused to take the vaccine because of that. You know,
Wow. I mean, I'm hearing this for the first time, to be honest. I've never
yeah,
heard. Because all I know in Australia, vaccination rollout was super slow.
yeah, it was really slow. I mean, Luckily, though, I mean, at least 64% of the population got one dose. That's better. That's better. But
That's right.
we'll see when can it reach the 80% mark. Okay, but we're getting 800,000 doses 1 week. So it's all right. It's all right. We'll see. Late October 2021, we can get 70% of Australia's adult population. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Well, we in India, we vaccinated 800,000 people in one day.
Well, it's a different population, but fair enough. Fair enough. Hmm.
You know what? I really liked this part, but
What?
how Scandinavia has managed to counter COVID.
Yeah. Other than Sweden, okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so actually Sweden was much lower than this. So I have a brother who lives in Sweden, and
Mhm.
I remember speaking to him early last year during this time, and he's like, "Dude, I'm not even wearing a mask. I have
Mhm.
to wear a mask only when I'm in the office. That's it." I'm like, "Bruh."
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna talk about. Some UK anti-vaxxers claim that Sweden have less death than UK. Well, first of all, that's because Sweden have way less people than UK. Okay, first of all, that's the first thing. All
Yeah,
right, and like a very important point is a lot more people in Sweden. Not Sweden, like Scandinavian countries. They live alone, so they live in like in a mountainside, and in a wooden house or something like that. Okay, so I
true,
think
true.
so I think a closer comparison is from different Scandinavian countries, because they have, the same amount of living style and living spending and like living practices, right? It's rather close at least. So here we're checking on the amount of deaths per 100,000 population. And as you see, Norway and Finland's the lowest. We get around 15, 10, out of 100,000. Denmark a little higher, around 42, if I remember right. Sweden is way highest, 127 if I remember. So yeah, Sweden, you know, died less people than UK, but Sweden way less
But
people.
UK, there's a difference also. UK had unlocked their country as well at one
hmm
point, and
hmm Yeah, that's
people,
true.
yeah,
Sweden have locked down. I mean, they've got, which is a little funny actually. Sweden locked down, and then when they got better, they opened it up again, and then in the same time the Delta variant came, and then yeah, things get a little awkward. So yeah, I'm not sure. Are they planning to lock down again? Have you heard of anything? Is Sweden planning to lock down again?
no, 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 I don't think so.
Think
I
so?
think they're very firm now with Europe as
Mm-hmm.
Europe Union. They have decided not to go into a lockdown for the moment,
Okay,
uh,
okay.
because they're like, how long can we just be like this?
Yeah, yeah.
Something that's not going to go down in 2-3 months. It's going to take at least 2-3 years to for it to. All
Yeah,
right.
man. All single people did what to do, man.
So you have to now manage with COVID. I mean, there's no choice. You
Uh-huh.
got to run the economy. I mean, you don't want to
Yeah,
see a crash. I
yeah,
mean,
that's
take an
right.
example of Singapore. Singapore decided to consider COVID as an endemic. An endemic means, okay, the disease is
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
but
I've heard. We're gonna live
not.
with it. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's
I mean,
what I'm
I
trying.
mean that turned that I don't think that turned that well, especially for the immigrants. But I mean, for native Singaporeans, I think that turned all right. That was all right. It's questionable, really. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see in the next few months. This Delta variant just came, and then you never know, man. Maybe we get an Echo variant or Foxtrot variant. Who the fuck knows,
Romeo,
man? Romeo variant, and we'll get a Z or something like a Zulu variant.
Zulu variant.
So yeah, so last thing is about economic growth of different countries, which is really comparable, honestly. Honestly, Norway, which locked down, got the least drop, surprisingly. But that's mainly, I suppose that's mainly because Norway's economy is more inward itself, and they export like fish quite a lot, so they got a big export, whether or not there's so I think that they benefited from that. But other countries, even Sweden, really, you got about the same drop of
Sweden has
as
a lot
Den.
of good
Yeah,
export.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
IKEA is one of those.
that's true. That's true. As Denmark and Finland.
IKEA is the best, man.
So yeah, I mean here you see. So I mean conclusion: go take a vaccine. Really, wear a mask if you can. Wear one. Especially in crowded places, try to wear a mask, man. Yeah, that's it, man. Really, go get
Yeah,
vaccinated, man.
what's wrong?
Yeah, go get
If you wear
vaccinated,
a mask,
boys. Yeah,
you're preventing of further variants coming out.
that's
That's
right. Just, I mean, you never know, but it's just like it's like a seatbelt, man. That's it, really. Like a seatbelt, man. All right, so got all those aside. So, what's the next one? Oh, it's our first debate, man. How much time do we have? We're 15 minutes in, right? So we got some time. We got like 10 minutes per topic.
that's hard
Does
work.
hard work equal success, man? Our first debate topic. Tell me, Srini. Tell me.
Does hard work equal success? I'm I don't want to go. I don't want to be too much with the hard work part because I have done that, and to be honest, it doesn't really give you. I mean, done hard work for an exam or something, and then I've never done well in it. So
Yeah,
I
that's true.
think it's
That's true.
about, I think it's about how every individual person is.
That's right,
You
man.
know,
Yeah, I think we have
you
to
might,
think about. Yeah, that's right. I mean, on what's our our interests, on what we like to do, on what our talents are.
yeah, exactly. So I might, if I have interest in going for workout, I might enjoy doing it and
Mm-hmm.
help me become better. But
Yeah,
if you send someone who's like, nah, I'm not going to go, yeah,
yeah. I mean, some for some people, I mean, what they're talented at is not what they want to do. For me, I'm talented in maths, but that's not really what I want to do. I don't know, is that a fortunate thing or unfortunate thing? Well, at least in school, it was a fortunate thing, all right. But right now, as I want to do my or do my own thing, which is why I started two channels, by the way, in case you're wondering. you know, so I want to do my own thing a little more, other than just studying or something. Even though I'm relatively talented per se, but I like I like to do what I want to do.
but yeah, um, whatever it is, yeah, you still got to put a bit of hard work. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's true, man. Hard work is necessary. I mean, unless you're hey, I'm not taking shots here. Okay, just saying.
unless you're
Un-
Albert Einstein.
Even Albert Einstein takes a lot of work. Man. He tries a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're a female VTuber with a good voice, then yeah, maybe you'll be pretty successful easily. Easier, but still. There's some people. I mean, I don't know. Do you keep up to this VTuber thing, Srini? But
Yeah.
like a really famous one called is a shark VTuber. Okay, basically she's in a big company. Okay, so that company make Japanese VTubers. Okay, so I mean there are like the members of the company which also talk English, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's not as good as a native English speaker or something. Okay, so when a company decide to branch out to like English speaking VTubers, their first branch, like the first try, there's like 5 people. Okay, so one of them, like the most successful one, is a shark. Okay, so what happened was originally, so most of these VTubers, they've got a career before that. Okay, I mean, they have been like these. They don't have to be very successful, but at least they had to have some amount of experience and they had to be decently successful. Like maybe like 20 to 50,000 subscribers. Okay, like decently successful. I know that's a big definition for decently successful, but it's 2021. Right? What do you expect? So like the most famous one got like, okay, here it is. You won't believe this. She got 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers in 39 days.
What? No way.
Yep. Nope. Yes way, baby. And before she so basically how these VTubers do is like, so they declare their account in Twitter, okay, and then after like 3 days or something, they start in YouTube, okay. So before they stream in YouTube, okay, there's like 2 3 days, okay. So what happened was before she started streaming, she got 200,000 subs, like
So I
zero
want to know how
videos,
she did
200
this.
200,000
I want
subs.
to know how she did this.
I'll show you. I'll show you the link later. I'll show you the link later.
We
I
need
mean,
to know how to do this for our chat.
do we need to replace if we need a voice changer, okay? We need a female VTuber avatar, okay? And then we gotta have some crazy clickbait shit, all right?
Some great ass thumbnail.
Yeah, man, and probably some big company behind us, so we can like spend like $1 million or something. Probably make it. You know what? You know what? We'll probably make it if we got $1 million.
Yeah, day is gonna come very soon.
Sure, sure, sure. Maybe in 2 months. 2 months, bro. Trust me, bro. We got this, man. Get a million subs in 2 months, bro. Easy.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, some people are lucky, relatively lucky to have, such amount of great success.
Yeah.
Right now it's been 1 year, right? It's been 1 year since, nearly 1 year since this English VTubers, started, and they've got every single one of them got more than 1 million subscribers, by now. So
Wow.
it's a great success, yes, but but you have to acknowledge the fact that to be successful is one thing.
But it's a
To
disadvantage as well because
Yeah,
now you have
exactly,
subscribers. What would I
exactly.
look into that?
So there's competition, right?
That's
But to be keep being
competition,
successful, that is another problem.
and you
So
have to be regular with your content. So
exactly, right? So yeah, there's some people that got a good head start, but whether can they keep up in the race? That is another question. But of course, by now they're probably a millionaire, and I don't know, they're probably happy with their life and they can quit if they want. But come on, guys. Everyone get their own goals. I think we should be happy with ourselves. We should achieve self actualization. See, right, this picture right there, man. Srini, you study about this, man.
yeah, I've studied about this. I mean,
Yeah. I
this
mean,
is
we're
the
we're
most
we're
important thing to motivate someone in a
yeah.
company.
Yeah,
But
I think it's a logical one. I think most of us are somewhere between here, you know. But how many of us can reach this point? That's a good question. You know? Now, for me, like I think for me to reach this point, if whatever business I'm doing, okay,
yeah,
uh, if the money I earns money itself, you get my meaning?
yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, like it could be anything. It could be stock market or anything. Like the money that I make makes money. Okay, and that money is enough for me, which I don't have very high standards,
You can say, yeah, okay, I've
Yeah,
actually.
it could be anything really. It could be I don't know, buy you may I mean if you want to go to the high end, then maybe you could buy a house and then rent that house out, and the money you get from the rent could be enough for your living. So that's like my goal, okay, which is a big target, especially if you're in Hong Kong. House just costs like $1 million, but you get my point, right?
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I think the same thing is for me. I mean, my ultimate goal would want to be creating a studio for
Mm-hmm.
doing visual effects and stuff. Probably after that, I could say, yeah, I've actually achieved my full potential.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Same thing for you, right? For you is to make a company, and a company have achieved some amount of success, and then some amount of success is enough for your life and for your interests or your hobbies. Or
Maybe win a couple of Oscar awards.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you gotta get like what, 3 girlfriends or something. Okay, then sure, man, sure. All right. Anyway, whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. So yeah, I think it's important for us to recognize our own goals, and to be achieve them one step at a time. You know.
Yeah, surely work hard,
Hmm?
but don't work too hard also because that's where you become a bit overconfident.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So
Don't,
yeah.
yeah,
Just set your
work
own
your
target. Yeah, yeah. Not,
set targets. It's like me doing planks. The first day I did planks in
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
workout, I
That's
could only
right.
do
That's right.
20 seconds, and then the next time I did, I was like 30, and then
Uh-huh. You do
just
5 minutes
yesterday
now.
I did 1 minute.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm
I
far
thought you were
away
gonna say
from.
5 minutes or something, bro. You're gonna scare the fuck out of me, bro. Srini became what, Arnold or something, where you became the Terminator.
No, no, no. I'm nowhere to terminate.
1 minute is pretty good, though. I'll be honest. I mean, 1 minute. 1 minute is pretty good.
1 minute is actually quite easy right now. So
Okay, okay.
yeah,
We'll
a
see.
bit
We'll
of
see.
hard work, but what?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah. You never know, bro. We'll be millionaires, bro. We'll be millionaires by
A
next
billion.
year. A billion years in 5 years, bro. Hell yeah. Sure, dude. Sure, dude. Okay. Anyway, so it was a good discussion. I like that, really. I mean, I, I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, I'm hopeful that we could be successful. I think it will take some time, but I hope we can reach a decent amount of audience. And
patience
yeah,
would be.
and for me, the most important thing for me is I hope that if someone listened to this, I hope they can take something out of it. I hope that you know, whoever listens to our videos, it could be anything, videos or podcasts, they can learn something out of it, and they can make use of that knowledge somewhere. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me. All right. So moving on to the last topic now. All right, it's your turn, man. Trini. So the last topic is India and China in the border in various aspects, realistically. Okay.
Well, okay. India and China, as you all know, everyone knows the
Everyone knows.
situation right now. In terms of military, yep, both the borders are completely, probably the most active border I've ever seen.
Oh, you bet.
Past few 2 years. Because previously it was us just being very active around Pakistan, but now
Mhm.
we are focused on both.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, but let's keep the military part aside. Let's talk about the economy. So yeah, I mean India is probably not as strong as China yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to soon we might have a strong economy just like China.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A lot of companies are starting to invest over here in India.
That's right.
Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook,
Mm-hmm,
YouTube, and a lot of known foreign companies like Tesla as well. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yeah, some great stuff going on.
That's good, man. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
that's good.
China in terms of economy is still huge. I don't have to talk about it. I know
Oh,
Ansel will like to talk about
it'll be quite some time. I mean, what I'm concerned about is the amount of like per capita, right? Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. So, because like what I'm worried about is because like recently, I don't know, have you heard this? Like yeah, why kind of isn't there a graph? I think that's what they used to put. Okay, there you go. So what I'm worried about is like so if I'm counting GDP per capita, right? So you're counting around, yeah, there you go, $10,261. Okay, so even if you adjust it to like if you adjust it to price of food, and all that, basically according to PPP, okay, which is what more countries do nowadays. So that
it.
number is around 16,000 US dollars. Okay, the world average is around 17,000 US dollars. So within the next 2 years, this year, I think within the end of this year, China would have reached the global average in the amount of money each person have, GDP per capita. Okay,
True.
but for China to be a developed nation, you gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than average, man. So,
I
uh,
think it's quite developed. I mean, yeah,
mhm,
it's probably developing still.
mhm.
I mean, if you look in terms of infrastructure as well, China is actually doing quite good. I mean,
Yeah, I think the government is rich, but what I think is like I think the lower part of the citizens are not rich. So, how should I put this? Yeah, I should put this. The bit I say half the population is I think okay. I don't think half the population is living, within a satisfying income level. In my take, okay, like especially in big cities, okay, because what I'm worried about is the Chinese work culture. Chinese, they work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Some people even work 7 days a week. You know, and
yeah,
the salary they're getting is terrible, really, really terrible. We're talking about 3,000 Chinese dollars, okay, RMB, RMB, yuan, okay. Let's just call it Chinese dollars. 3,000 Chinese dollars. Even if you account for the free living, it's around 5,000 Chinese dollars. But logically, within a city, within like a tier one city, like Shanghai, like Beijing, like Shenzhen, like if I compare it to India, it'd be like in Mumbai or New Delhi. Okay, so I think that's way less than enough. I mean, it should be double, at least double. I'm not talking about tripling. Tripling should be what's acceptable, but minimum should be double. So I think what's the problem is. So the problem is like most of the people like in the bottom class of a company, right? They're not paid enough. Like the CEO is fucking rich, man. I'm telling you, this is a fact right now. I'm telling you, really, Shini.
yeah, no,
So
that's not something new. It's something I've heard
I
for
mean, I
sure.
mean, yeah,
Like,
I mean, of course, it's there for a lot of countries, duh.
take a look at Alibaba.
But I mean, like the extent for the Chinese people is really bad. Like, what I'm talking about is like the average worker. just like 3,000 Chinese dollars. But
per day.
no, per month.
Wow, that's
Which is not a lot if you think about it. I mean, it may sound quite a bit if you convert to rupees, but if you compare it to living standards and all that, then it's not a lot. But the CEO gets 10 times of that. 10 times of that, bro. 10,
yeah.
15 times.
That's
That's
what I was just telling you right now. I mean, take a look at Alibaba. Take a look at the former CEO of him. He's like what, some hundred something million dollars or $1 billion.
yeah, man. Yeah, that guy's like $100 billion, man. He definitely got hundreds of billions of dollars. There you go. Where is it? Where's the median income? Did show me that? That's a graph. I remember. Look at it.
Yeah,
Shenzhen's
I was talking
housing
about Japan.
affordability is a notch better than Hong Kong. And you know what? What's Hong Kong best known for? Being not fucking affordable. Okay, so that's not a good title, right? Look at this,
Hong
man.
Kong is expensive as fuck.
Hong Kong's houses are like it's out of this world. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how houses that expensive. I can't find a graph. Okay, but okay, wait. There you go. There's it. Yeah, there you go. Disposable income in China's major cities. Oh, come on. They're not showing Hong Kong because Hong Kong is probably like 2, 3 times of this. But yeah. Okay, so the biggest problem is the biggest problem is like the amount paid for CEOs and for the bottom workers is just huge, just way too huge, really. Like
Take a
the
look at Jack Ma. He has $50 billion.
who?
Yeah, Jack Ma.
Jack Ma? The Jack that let's not talk about Jack Ma. Jack Ma is we talk about billionaires, man. Let's talk about the normal people.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the problem. See, watch this. You see how people average salary is $10,000,
Wow.
but the median salary is only half of that. So that means like most of the people actually only earn half of that. So you may ask, why is the average monthly income like double of that? Why? That's because a lot of more like the top people, the CEOs are earning 5 times, 10 times of the people who work, man. So that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
true.
that's like pulling up the average. But are the people who working really getting satisfying salary? No, really, no, not at all, really. I
I mean,
mean,
they have no choice. They have to work
exactly.
otherwise.
They have no choice. They work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they get 10% of the pay of their bosses, which is unacceptable. It's unbelievable, really. I think the government should do something about this. Really, really. I mean, they got to do something about it. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I've heard they've done some measures, but I mean, they're not that effective, really. We'll see. We see how it goes. I mean, it got better, but really unacceptable. We're talking about we talk about minimum wages, all right? We're talking about most of the population, especially in big cities, get minimum wage, literally like 20%, 30% more than the minimum wage. That's unacceptable. All right.
That's obviously true. I mean, if you look at India as well, I mean, India, yeah, I mean, in
I
terms
mean,
of
probably get the same issue, but
it's the same issue again. You know,
Mhm.
you see a top CEO, he gets paid like fucking huge amount. I
Yeah, one
mean,
lakh, 2 lakh, probably.
yeah,
It's a hundred.
but
A lakh is 100,000. For the
yeah,
American viewers.
he's getting already a lot. But then you go and look at people who works as drivers
Yeah,
or
yeah.
certain
Okay,
stuff,
10,000, 15,000.
fees
You
or
know,
yeah,
20,000. Exactly, man. 10 times, 15 times difference in salary. That's just unbelievable.
it's changing. I mean, now people are understanding.
Mhm.
They're trying to do it better.
Okay.
But yeah, again, we're probably China and India are on the same boat with
Yeah,
the
they're the same boat, definitely. I think both governments are doing what they can. I think China can have a little bit more say because they're more authoritarian. They kind of they just do whatever the fuck they want. Which is a good and a bad thing. Sometimes. But for this
we can
time, it's actually better. Surprisingly. But yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. I mean, I'm confident both governments are capable of making better lives for the citizens. So we'll see though. We'll see though. Really. I feel sad, man. Really, I feel sad for these people, man. They're working 12 hours a day. They're working their ass off, really. You
they're
know,
working seriously, but again, it's something that might take time to change.
yeah, it will take time. We'll see though. I mean, for the Chinese government, the target is 2035. It's for like to reduce that difference significantly. Normally by Chinese terms, significantly means significantly. So I mean, I suppose we'll see the results around 2025, 2027, somewhere halfway.
It's a long
So
way.
still a long way. Still a long way. We're still young. We're still 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. So we'll see though.
Um,
I mean, for me, for Srini, are you planning? Maybe he'll work in India. I mean, who knows? We'll see how opportunity comes, right?
let's see what the opportunity is in next two,
Exactly.
3 years. I mean, it's
Exactly.
changing. You go to Dubai now, you can get a job as
Mm.
a visual effects artist. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just waiting for the opportunity.
Yes, yeah. I mean, labor measures is still a big thing to watch out for the whole world, to be honest, especially in developing countries. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Anyway, dude, we're talking about China versus India, bro. How the fuck did we got to what?
We
What?
come out here. Oh no, you can say this was somewhat part of it because we were talking about the economy. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I don't know how did we get there, but anyway, basically, good things aside, let's talk about back to war, baby.
let's talk about
Yeah, talk about war, man. Our audience wants war, okay? Okay, our audience doesn't want war, but they want to hear the juicy stuff. Tell me the juicy
so
stuff.
Anson, we want to hear about how things are in the border.
Oh, in our side, okay. So here's a good picture, man. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. But here's a good picture that talks about what the Chinese does. So here, the circle one, no, circle one are the air bases which are already there, and the
Yeah.
square one and the diamond ones are the one that they built. So definitely they built way more of them recently, right? They've doubled the air bases. So now they have like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 air bases in the Indian border. How much does the Indians get?
I mean, take a looking at India. I
1,
mean,
2,
we
3,
have
4, 5, 6, 7,
a
8,
base.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30.
30 air bases
Yeah,
just
but you
over
probably
there.
you probably had 2 3 more, so it's around what 13, 12, 13, 14 against 30. So again, each airbase holds around 15 to 20, 24 planes.
Fighter jets, yeah. Fighter jets and a few of the cargo planes.
So yeah, so India can actually put nearly the entire air force right now.
Yeah, that's what. See, if you look at it in terms of Air Force presence, yes, you would find it a lot more around Pakistan,
Yeah,
China.
definitely way more air bases down here, trust me.
There
Definitely,
are a
you're right.
lot of air bases. This is just talking about that one part
Mhm. So yeah,
against
that's
China.
so yeah. I mean, for now, the Indians got an advantage. Of course, you have to
India
think.
probably does have an advantage, all
Mhm.
right, but I'm not going to go and be like, oh yeah, we are the best and stuff. I mean, we are improving.
It is
We are
improving. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
we're getting new. Our Air Force is modernizing for sure. We just got a
That's a good
few
thing. Yeah,
Rafale fighter jets
and
few
Rafale's a
months.
good man. Rafale's a good.
So yeah, we're trying to improve. Probably in a few years, we
Mhm.
should be having our own homegrown military jets
Yeah, the
by a company
Tejas,
in
the
Hindustan
Mach
Air
Mach
Limited.
1B. Yeah, I suppose that would be pretty good. Yeah, that'd
I
be all
mean,
right.
if you
That'd be all right.
JL, I think you might be knowing Anson since we both were in Bangalore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Mach 1B, right? I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've,
So that's hopefully going to be a Generation 4 kind of fighter jet.
yeah, 4,
Yeah, I mean,
4.5. We'll see. We'll see.
we're a bit back when it comes in terms of generations, but hopefully by 2030 we should be having a Generation 5. But at the
Mm-hmm.
moment, Generation 4 fighter jets are.
The main say, okay, okay, fair enough. I think it's a good choice. I mean, you gotta replace your MiG-21s, bro. Please, man. Your
Yeah, I mean,
MiG-21. I mean, those things are falling out of the sky, like every single month or something.
there was like a news story recently where the a MiG-21 just flew off from the sky. That's it.
Bro, I mean, those things are crashing like 10, 15s every year, bro. You guys better replace them as quick as possible.
We're doing that. I mean, it's happening.
All right, good, good, good. That's good. I mean, dude, I've heard about your Air Force complaining, man. Jeez. All right. So, yeah, I mean, for a short time, I think for a decent amount of time, the Indians will have a pretty decent advantage. I mean, I don't think the Chinese would do a lot, really. I think the mainstay is just defend, with the air base. Defend, I mean, I think
Yeah,
they got enough defense. I mean, to be
that's.
honest, let's be
Mhm.
honest. There's nothing much the Chinese can do. What are they gonna do? Drive tanks from here all the way till here? Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure the supplies are gonna keep
And
up.
there are a lot of camps on the border. There are temporary bases on the border.
Yeah,
You might have not seen
for now it's fine, but you know, if war goes on, we gotta ship, you know, a lot of things from mountains to mountains. It's gonna be a long fucking way, man. Long fucking way.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage in the mountain areas of
Yeah.
Tibet.
I think both countries know, man. There's nothing much China can do to India. There's nothing much India can do to China, really. So just me and you. I look at you and you look at me, and then, you know, you fly some planes to me and I fly some planes to you, bro. And you know, yeah, that's it. Really.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at in terms of, I don't know if anyone has seen recently, but China is getting air bases a lot in a lot of countries right now around
Yeah,
India.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a concern for India right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I mean,
They got
that's
one
very
in Sri
concerning.
Lanka. They got one in Sri Lanka. They got one in somewhere in Myanmar, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
got
yeah, yeah.
one in Djibouti. I don't know how do you pronounce that.
Djibouti, yeah, in Africa or something. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Oh,
That's a popular spot. That's a popular
and
spot.
that's so. This is where we could actually again bring back the first topic about island chain. So
Yeah, island
there is,
chains, our favorite
yeah, so
topic.
there is a chance for island chain which India is planning to get with the help of US. They're
Yeah,
trying to form
U.S. came in a fourth, fifth island chain or something.
because of China's presence across around India. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
have a base even somewhere in Pakistan as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a big topic, man. We're talking about many years in the future. We're talking at least 10 years in the future.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
is a topic we could speak full time, I guess.
yeah. I mean, we're talking about at least the 003, right? The carrier we talked about. That thing had to be completed. Not one, but like two, three of them. All right, and then we'll talk about by the time this comes in, we'll talk about the new Chinese nuclear carrier will be almost done by then. So you know, 2030 minimum, really 2030 minimum. But I'm gonna give you a surprise. You know,
Sure, sure. I want to hear this.
how many destroyers do you think China builds every year?
I don't know, probably five, six, seven.
Shit, you're right, man.
That's too less.
Yeah, you're right, man. But I'll tell you, Americans build around what, one per year. You know, if it's a
Yeah.
good year, they build two per year. You know, for the Chinese, they build a shit ton of them, right? Literally shit ton of them. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me show you. So okay, 075. That's not what it was. So here, so the big dick destroyer is this one. The Ren High. Okay, the A sleeve, arguably the best ship in the world. Arguably, little bit, a little bit marginal, but arguably, like in terms of modernization and how many ships, how many of them they can be built and be fielded, in a decent number, is this ship is one of the best, on par with the American newest what's it called? What's it called? What's the American? Ollie Burke class. Okay, so
Yeah.
this thing is around 13,000 tons. Okay, so 14,000 tons. It's a huge ship, right? It carries more than 100 missiles. So it's a ace. It's an ace ship for Chinese Navy for the next 20 years in the minimum. So it's just started building of them. They're building 8 of them. Apparently they're planning to build 8 more of them. So how many they build per year? Let's see. One, two. Well, you see my screen right now, right?
Yeah, I can
On
see
the
a
screen.
screen.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 1 year. Okay, so the mainstay is this one, the Type 52D. That's the main ship. Okay, how many they build per year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, yeah, 5 per year, and they
Oh,
make around like on average 2, 3 of these per year. So talk about 7. Yeah, around 7 ships per year. It's pretty crazy, right? You think about it.
yeah, I mean, it's intense, bro.
7 destroyers per year, and each of them are advanced. We're not talking about 1980s Soviet Union, which their ships are like 10 years behind the American ones. We're talking about arguably equivalent ships. I mean, it's still a little bit behind, into some capabilities, but at least for ship versus ship, it's not that bad, surprisingly.
Not bad, not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
five per year compared to two.
yeah,
It's big.
five. So you see, destroys 50 destroys. If you're building 5 per year, within the next before 2030, how many ships are gonna have? At least 30 more.
100.
Yeah, 100, but like, if I count, it takes 2 years for them to be, active and, training and all this. So minus 2 years, so that'll be around 30, 35, man. 30,
30.
35, all new ships. Plus the amount, the one they already have, which is around 25, 25, 30, newest ones, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 here, 23 here, a little bit over here, 20, so 25, 25, 30 new ships they already have, plus another 30, so around 60. 60 to 65, modern ships versus America. By that time, it'll be around 95 to 100. So 65 versus 100. That's a pretty close one. A pretty close call if you're telling me, man. Vinny, what do you think?
Yeah, yeah. So,
65 versus 100. Is what, 2v3?
wow.
Pretty close. The first time America have a
That
pretty close in number.
intense.
And there's frigates too. I mean, the frigates are not as good, but they got a shit ton of them, right? I mean, how many? Oh, they have a shitload. A shit ton of them. Oh, these are not good, right? Let's not count. They only count the newest one. That's still a huge number of them. And they're building 20 more. They're building 20 more of them in the next 3-4 years to replace the older ships. To replace these old ships, they're building 20 more of the newest ones. So it's a huge amount of ships, man. You're talking about, smaller ones. They replace the old ones. The medium-sized ones, the big ones. By then, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting Western Pacific, man. I'll tell you that.
It'll be I don't know the word I want to say for this, but
It'll be what?
duty kind of thing.
It'll be a tight ocean. I'll tell you that. What, 6 carriers? Around 6 carriers? Yeah, 6 carriers. 4 modern versus 11. But again, you have to account for how many of them will be active. How many of them they can deploy in China. I mean, I think Americans will deploy half the navy against China, and a small amount against Iran, a small amount against Russia, because Russia's navy is more or less like way worse than what it were before. So
Yeah, I mean, it does have so much.
yeah, we'll see, man. Really, we'll see, man. Half of half of American navy versus the entire Chinese navy. That'll be an interesting composition. We'll see. There's a big fight in the ocean coming. All right. Anyway, let's finish up on the topic. What advantage I think Chinese have? I think really rocket system is a huge advantage, right? Remember last time I showed you they use a UAV to laser guide the rockets last time. So that's I think a huge advantage the Chinese have is much more, they can move their troops much quicker. The mechanicalization. That means like each troop have cars, so they don't have to wait for the support. They don't have to call a truck and wait for like 2 days or something. So each like the entire army, every single squad have an independent vehicle. That's a huge advantage, I think.
Huge advantage. And I think about you telling me last time that they were planning to put this somewhere around
What?
the Taiwan area, like
Yeah.
facing towards.
Taiwan map. Yeah, I mean, it'll be just within the strike range, man. The entire Taiwan will be within the strike range of these rockets. So I think that's like one of the most important weapons China's gonna use. Surprisingly, not a lot of media is covering this. Maybe they're questioning on the effectiveness on this weapon, but judging from the video we saw just now, last time on the laser, the UAV guided thing, and I'm a little worried about Taiwan. A little worried. I mean, trust me, the Chinese got to build hundreds of these, man, hundreds and hundreds of these. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting 4-5 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. By 2028, 2030, Chinese will reach the peak, of what we see now. I mean, maybe they're still gonna become even stronger, but who knows? We'll see. So yeah, I mean, it's a big ocean, man. It's a big place.
It's a big ocean.
Yeah. All right. It's a long say, man. I'm a little tired in my throat. Talk a lot, man. What about you, Srini?
This last one.
So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
for a short time, India seems to have a big advantage, but I think for them, how much ammunition they can make, right? The biggest problem for India is how much ammo they have.
We
Yeah,
do have our own ammunition thing we started out. We do
yeah.
get it from the US. We do get it from
From
Israel,
France, from Israel, So,
from
but then,
UAE,
yeah,
Saudi
I think in terms of equipment, the Indians isn't. I mean, I'm not too worried about for the Indians, other than the MiG-21s, which is really, really way too old to be honest. Other than that, like most of the planes, they're fine. Really, what I'm worried for is how much ammo they have. Which is not a lot. I mean, in wartime, how quick can America make them? How quick can Israel make them? Israel is not a big nation, right? They don't make a lot of them. How
nation,
quick
true.
can Israel make them? How quick can France make them?
Why- That's one of
I
the reasons why we have actually started making it in home as well.
exactly that making it India, right? Making India 2025,
India,
2030. Oh yeah, that
making
thing.
India, making India thing is something big now for us.
Yeah, it's very important.
We want to spend
Especially ammo, gun ammo, missiles, bombs, artillery. You know,
yeah.
So yeah, it's a big focus on. It's a big problem. So recently, 4 days ago, 5th of September, the Indian requested on the submarine companies to allow made in India for most of the technology. Unfortunately, most of the companies like refuse. I think maybe because like there's a very strict criteria India had is they have to they have to transfer technology to India. But what they're worried about is that if they transfer technology to India, India is gonna make those submarines and then sell it back to the nations, which is which is the client of those companies, which I think is what the German companies and what the French companies are worried about. So yeah, man. So I mean, I'm worried about how successful it is. For small weapons, it's fine. For ammos, bombs, those are not worried. Those I think India got it, but especially for big planes, I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because for Rafale, last time Rafale tried to you guys tried to what take the Rafale production line, right? And then
Pardon?
France disagreed for the production line for the Rafale.
Yeah, it was a difficult one.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it's gonna
easy
be
to
a
get,
hard
but
deal. Yeah, for
yeah,
same thing for the submarine this time. So
and it
we'll
was
see.
almost 7 to 8 years
Mm-hmm.
fight to actually get the Rafale.
Yeah. So I mean, I think for you guys, one step at a time, bro. Really, one step at a time, bro. Get the basics thing first. Gradually get it better. Really, don't be too greedy, man. One step at a time, right? Start with the small things. Start with the ammunition. Start with tanks. Okay, after the tanks, you start going to the plane bombs. You go to planes, yeah. Bombs, small ships, then big ships, right? Big planes, right? One step at a time, bro. You got this. Easy. Don't. The first thing you go for is I want the Rafale fighter jets production. No, no, no. They're not gonna give you that. Trust me. So really, man. One step at a time, man. You got this.
We
All
got
right.
this.
So it'll take some time, but I believe you get there. All right. But again, you have to tie on to how well the economy does, and again, that's another problem. But we'll
Hmm.
see, we'll see, we'll see. Really, I mean, we're way too early. We're 5 years too early to make these assumptions. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's it. And end of the all topics, man. Anything you want to add, Srini?
No, nothing else. I
No.
think
All
we
right.
spoke a lot today about all
Yeah,
these.
man. 1 hour and 28 minutes, bro. Holy shit. I'm tired, dude. Oh, Lee. So yeah, I mean, Shani, it's almost time for you, right? It's 4:50 right now for me.
Yeah, I
Like
need to
10 minutes from. Okay, okay. So yeah, so
you
we
guys.
come. Okay, where are you going? Where are you going?
Me, I have to
Yeah.
attend some classes. So,
Oh, okay, okay. All right, I'll give you a minute to wrap up or something. Okay, so yeah, it's been a good podcast we had. A little too long, in my opinion, but we'll probably shrink it down a little bit next
yeah, man. It
time.
was fun
Yeah,
to
it
speak.
was fun though. It was fun. I think we got to get to some conclusion on for the working class, for developing countries, both China and India, and the whole world, which is fun. And you got to talk about island chains. Next time we'll probably get Rion and Imda into this. We'll see what we get.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, man. All right, that's a good podcast. So next time, what do we talk about? I mean, maybe we can just talk about the remaining topics we had, or maybe we can add a few new topics. Who knows?
Let's see what.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking of adding a few small like interesting facts like the bicycle thing, like a few more of those. Like some small facts for everyone, it's like 3-4 minute, interesting fact for everyone. I'm
Yeah.
planning to do like 3-4 of those every time, and then we'll do a big topic on military, like the island chain, like one or two big topic, and then one or two social topic, and then a final debate, same thing. I think we got I think we got the structure right. I think the structure is right, and I think we shaped it to be like interesting enough, like decently interesting. People want to like listen to this.
Sure. I mean, any topic works well.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean, we talk too much, man. We gotta hand down our work.
Yeah, I gotta go. Anyways.
All right, it was fun. It was fun. All right, thank you for joining. We'll see you probably next week or next 2 weeks. We'll see. No? But we'll definitely keep an eye on the $1 billion plane. All right, that's coming up.
$1 billion.
Yeah, rich man. That's what happens when you're rich, man. All right, that's it. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys in a week or two. All right, have a great day. All right, peace.
Bye
Bye.
bye.